Welcome everybody back to the Figure Kit Garage, fellow resin heads and kit builders. Brent Krug with more out-of-the-box reviews. This time I've got two kits from Angelo Valletta and Goodfellas Resin. The first one is a bust that I've seen a lot of paint-ups on, and this is an absolutely gorgeous piece. It's of Princess Leia from a very far, far away galaxy from 43 years ago. This kit is 1/4 scale, standing at 7 1/4 inches tall, in 5 solid cast pieces. It is a digital sculpt done by Daniela Angelosi. Beautifully cleaned up, removing all the print lines. I have not found any on this anywhere. Molded and cast in a very high quality white resin. This kit goes for $100 and is still available through Angelo. And I gotta say, I had a little bit of doubt as far as the digital sculpting goes, but when I saw how beautifully this kit was done and how well it was cleaned up, all doubt was pretty much removed right on the spot. And we're going to start off with this base, very small. You're welcome, Angelo. Really nice little thank you message from Angelo. I got these on Monday. They weren't supposed to be here until Tuesday morning, but they got here a day earlier, so thankfully, the U.S. Postal Service was actually ahead of its schedule for once. Very cleanly cast, very smooth. Offers up a lot of options for painting it as metal, marble, granite, you name it. The possibilities are endless. You know, really cleanly cast. And with that, we'll go the symbol of the Alliance to Restore the Republic. Fits in there very nicely. A few air bubbles at the tops of the flame, but other than that, not a lot of bad air bubbles. A few here and there, but it's nothing that can't be overcome. Air bubbles are common in this hobby. You just got to go with it. So we'll set that right there. We'll take a look at the body. Very beautifully done. Daniela actually did a wonderful job at getting the robes that she wears in the first film from all those years ago done just right. Maybe a few print lines can be seen, but just a little bit of sanding. That's nothing that can't be overcome. Minor air bubble. Seam line, minimal. Little bit of light sanding, that'll disappear really quick. Just gorgeous, nice and smooth. White is always kind of the most, I think, one of the most finicky colors to paint, because you have to get the shadows just right or it looks terrible. But with the way this was done, this is an unbelievable sculpt. I'll put her in her little base, and the fit into the base is absolutely perfect. You know, right on the spot. And this portrait of the late Carrie Fisher in a role that she would portray for 6 of the 9 films of this series, this is absolutely beautiful portrait of her as she was 43 years ago. Other than minor mold line going through the hair, I find absolutely no fault in this portrait whatsoever. It's just absolutely stunning how well this was done. Little mold line right there going through the hair. Easy cleanup. Just the hair and that hairstyle that she wore back in '77 just executed really, really well. I can't lie, I wouldn't mind seeing some of the other characters done like this to add to this line. Hint, hint, Angelo, but you never can tell. It might happen, it might not happen. I know certain ownership of the franchise, they're very finicky about this kind of thing. And then the right arm and the blaster that she uses after being discovered by Imperial forces. Very nicely rendered. I believe this is actually designed off an Italian semi-auto pistol from that era. A little bit of warpage on the barrel, but I can heat that up in some hot water, gently bend it and straighten it out, and it should stay in place. Little mold line down the arm, up into the gun, flashing around the gun, the trigger well, across the top of the barrel. This piece here will have to be completely cut off. Other than that, the attention to detail for, oh wow, even a little checkering on the grip. I don't know if you can see that in camera. Really nicely done. Have to do some cleanup around those fingertips to get that looking really sharp. And that will fit very cleanly right inside the sleeve of the right arm of her gown. Just really beautiful. And like I said, this kit was $100. This plus the other bust that I got from Angelo altogether was $185 with shipping. And I couldn't be more pleased. Angelo was really prompt when the castings were done. I think that very same day that the castings were finished and pulled out of the mold, he let me know that they were done and ready to go. He even sent me a photo of it. So Angelo's really good about his customer service. So I ordered the Candyman from him a few years back, and his customer service hasn't changed. So my hat's off to Angelo Valletta for getting this out as fast as he possibly could. I know with this ridiculous pandemic still going on and everything else, it is still hard for some people to get out there. So I can't really blame him. And the one thing I wasn't expecting in the box, Angelo threw in a cute little extra. It's one of my favorites. It's my favorite ship of all time. Threw in this little miniature Millennium Falcon. Little thank you, appreciation there. Kind of nice. I like it. Put a little magnet on the bottom of that and find some place to put it, probably in the bedroom. But really cute. Not overly detailed. Just a nice little pop. I can't argue with that. That's too cute. But there you have it for, I believe this piece is called the Rebel Princess. I'll leave contact info for Angelo on Facebook. That's pretty much where you can inquire about this piece. And these should still be available, like I said. So if you have any questions or you want to jump on this, which I highly recommend this piece. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 as far as I'm concerned. You just can't go wrong. It's a beautiful piece, and it'll fit fine into any collection no matter what. It's iconic. The image is recognizable. Anybody worth their weight knows who this is. You can't go wrong at all. So big thanks to Angelo at Goodfellas Resin for getting this out to me. And I'm going to pull her off the table and get the second piece that I got from Angelo. Gently put her back in the box. Actually, let me put this back in the little cardboard and bubble wrap separator here. Angelo was real cautious about mailing the arm and the blaster out in this so that the blaster wouldn't get broken during shipment, which is a nice touch. You know, really, really cautious. It was actually taped to the cardboard. So, you know, good thing Angelo did that, or I'd probably have to do some major reconstruction on that gun. Now the other bust coming up is a 1/5 scale, 9 1/4 inch tall, 2-part solid cast bust of everybody's favorite Dark Knight, the Batman. This is a digital sculpt as well, done by Tony Cipriano, who has been a part of the figure kit hobby for a lot of years. He's done a lot of really great kits. His traditional hand sculpting is, bar none, some of the best out there. This kit retails for $75. It's available through Angelo at Goodfellas Resin. And the moment I got this out of the box and got it unwrapped and looked at it, literally the first thing I said was I should have got the damn Joker. Because he has a Joker companion piece that goes along with this. And for the last several days, I've been kicking myself literally that I didn't get the Joker that goes along with this. So, yeah, hindsight's a real pain. But anyway, the one thing that I love about this, even though it's a digital sculpt, I love the texture that was captured into the cape and the cowl. It's absolutely amazing. Let me get this back into focus and frame. Just beautifully done. Even the little stitching at the bottom of the cowl, just amazingly captured. I know 3D sculpting is kind of becoming a new thing for figure kits, but I won't say real new, but the improvements since some of the earliest 3D printed kits that have been coming out have been leaps and bounds. Just amazing. The face, just nicely rendered. Detail is just not too soft, but not too sharp. It's kind of right in between. Nose on that cowl comes down to a perfect point. And the one thing that I really like about this bust, let me get him back on his base, is that it kind of takes inspiration from one of my favorite artists. This looks a lot like the Alex Ross Batman. I love Alex Ross's artwork, and if the inspiration for this was the Alex Ross Batman, then Tony Cipriano really, really knocked this out of the park. Looking at the photos of it, I think Saul Alvarez had done a build-up of one, and looking at it painted up, the thing is absolutely magnificent. And this thing is actually, it looks like it's a little bit bigger than 1/5 scale, but that's what Angelo had confirmed that it was done in. It looks a little bit bigger than 1/5. But as far as the detail, the sculpt, and just the overall presentation of the piece, it's absolutely incredible. And the base itself, and you can see it fits nicely in there. It cradles in beautifully. I'll sit just like that. Definitely going to drill and pin him. Sorry about the camera shake. Have to drill and pin him for sure. But the texture on this base allows for every type of stone imaginable: concrete, stone, granite, you name it. You could add, you could paint it up and it wouldn't look wrong. And that's the bat. And Angelo did have a little bit of styrofoam in between the ears and bubble wrapped around the head to make sure those ears didn't get broke off in shipping, which was a big plus because I don't think I'd really like having to re-glue the ears on and blend it back in. But if that would have happened, then so be it. But my hat's off to Tony Cipriano for an amazing piece. And yeah, I'm going to have to get the Joker now. Can't have Batman without the Joker. So get a hold of Angelo. If this piece strikes your fancy, he does have quite a few other kits still available besides this and the Leia. He has Jon and Daenerys off the series Game of Thrones. I believe he still has the Candyman, Willy Wonka available, and quite a few others. The Joker. Can't remember the other ones off the top of my head, and I apologize for that, Angelo. But there we have it. Leia and Batman, courtesy of Angelo Valletta and Goodfellas Resin. So give him a shout if you like what you see. Also, I want to say thank you. One Once again, all the folks who are watching the videos and subscribing, if you like what you see tonight, hit that like button, and we'll keep this train rolling. And I think that was the last haul from WantaFest. I'm still on the list for the Typhon Studios Karloff Pierce. And then I have one more review, but I'm still trying to figure out how in the world I'm going to get that done, and that is the Mark Brokaw Bigger Big Head of Vincent Price from The Pit and the Pendulum, which is a life-size piece, and I don't know how in the world I'm going to be able to do that. If I figure it out, I'll get it done. If not, I'll work on it till I come up with a solution. But that is it for the Figure Kit Garage on these reviews. Everybody stay healthy, stay safe. Be careful out there, and happy Father's Day to all the dads, stepdads like myself. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. Build a kit.